Around 10 to 15 tons of diesel fuel spilled into the Yenisei River in the Kazachinsky District in Russia's Krasnoyarsk region due to a ship accident, the Unified Dispatch Service (EDDS) of the Yenisei District reported on Sunday. It is necessary to limit visits to the Yenisei River water area during the cleanup work, the service said in a statement. According to the regional branch of the Ministry of Emergency Situations, at 16:57 Moscow time, a motor vessel towing 2 barges struck rapids, after which the barges and the vessel became detached. The motor vessel sustained a hull breach and damage to its steering system, and was pushed to the shore. The crew anchored the barges. According to the agency, the vessel's fuel tank was damaged. There were no casualties as a result of the incident, navigation was not disrupted, and there is no threat to the life or health of the crew.
Установка заградительной боды. Вот так вот. Вот утонул. Эвакуация личного состава СОТа.
Дядя порог.
Крем такой уже приличный.
A multi-kilometer queue of trucks has formed at the Chonga checkpoint in occupied Crimea. Russian security forces are nervously searching every truck, creating a transport collapse on one of the key supply routes connecting the Russian Federation with the peninsula. According to local residents, the movement of trucks on the Kerch Bridge has been completely stopped, both from the peninsula and from the Krasnodar territory of Russia. The reason is not a banal check, but a direct result of the SBU operation Spiderweb, which the Kremlin prefers not to remember. Let us recall that on June the 1st, the SBU carried out an unprecedented special operation codenamed Spiderweb. The essence is simple and ingenious. Using ordinary trucks disguised as civilian trucks, the SBU delivered entire arsenals of drones to strategic facilities deep in Russia. As a result of the attacks, strategic bombers of the Russian aerospace forces deployed at 4 military airfields were disabled. For the Russian military machine, this is a painful and humiliating blow, not only because the illusion of security in the deep rear has been shattered, but also because the Ukrainian secret services have exploited the weaknesses of Putin's police state with surgical precision. Since then, Russia has been in a state of panic. The Federal Security Service and the police have begun a total inspection of all trucks, especially in the southern direction. The Chonga checkpoint has become a symbol of this crisis. Inspections are carried out with multiple exceeding of the time norms. Cargo is idle for days. The land corridor, which the Russian authorities have been proud of since 2022, is effectively paralyzed. The economic consequences will not be long in coming. The complication of logistics threatens a price hike and shortages in Crimea and southern Russia. Already, major transport companies are signaling supply disruptions. For the Russian economy, which is already reeling under the weight of war, sanctions and labor shortages, this is another step toward a systematic crisis. The SBU Operation Spiderweb not only destroyed Russian bombers, but also made a hole in the Russian Federation's logistical and economic armor. The war reached warehouses, roads, and offices where illusions of control previously reigned. The attack was part of a spiderweb, a covert Ukrainian security service operation that smuggled more than 100 FPV drones into Russia and launched them from deep inside the country, targeting military aircraft stationed far from the front line. It marked the first time in the war that drones had struck Siberia. The independent outlet People of Baikal visited several nearby villages to hear firsthand how locals were making sense of the attack. Andrei Kachenko lives on the edge of Novomaltinsk in a neighborhood the locals call Shamotka. There's just one street here, Matrosova, he says. From the window of Andrei's second-floor apartment, you can see both the Belaya air base and the aircraft that were targeted in the attack. Every one of the drones flew over Matrosova Street toward the airfield. Andrei believes the drones came from two directions, not only from the truck parked on the highway as confirmed by official reports, but also from the direction of the Belaya River. He says that residents of nearby 5-story apartment buildings ran for the bomb shelters. The head of Novomaltinsk, Tatiana Markova, announced a curfew in the local Telegram channel, forbidding residents from going outside. Immediately after the strike, locals and then the police blocked off the road from Novomaltinsk to the neighboring village of Badai. People in the village say that 9 military aircraft were destroyed in the drone strike on the Belaya base. Andrei says he heard from a neighbor who works there. According to that same neighbor, 4 of the planes had been fully fueled and loaded with munitions, scheduled to fly to the Special Military Operations Zone, in other words, to Ukraine. We're right at the epicenter here, just across the field from the airbase. I'm still shaking, says local resident of the village of Badai, Lyudmila Zuyeva. Lyudmila says many Badai residents grabbed their documents and jumped in their cars, trying to flee the village. Whether anyone made it out, she doesn't know. Local men, including her son, blocked the road between Badai and Novomaltinsk almost immediately. Until 2011, the village of Sredny was a closed military town. It's made up mostly of 5-story apartment blocks built for personnel from the military base and the nearby Belaya airfield. Many of the apartments now stand abandoned, their broken windows gaping open. But people still live in some of the neighboring units. People in the village, he says, aren't scared anymore. They go about their lives, shop for groceries, and don't even talk about the incident.